should you trade everything? Hi, it's Charlie giving you Wednesday's video. I hope you're very well. And I've brought up a chart of Marks and Spencer's this week, and because I'm going to use this as maybe a bit of an example. So I've put this onto a monthly chart so we can see all the way back to see the decline that the share price had in this last 5 years, really from 2015, and then it bottomed in 2020 or so. And the reason I'm talking about Marks and Spencers is they're a good example of a company that lost their way several years ago. It looks like they're getting it back now, but that's not what I'm talking about. They lost their way. And why did they lose their way? Because they forgot about their core customer base. And their core customer base was of a certain age group, demographic, and they ended up trying to be all things to all people, and it ended up not working for them. And as a result, their profits were in decline for a long time, and they've been obviously trying to turn it around for several years with different chief executives coming on board. So I'm not going to go into too much detail there, but as far as that's just a good example of a company who lost what their key core focus was. You think about things like buying prawn sandwiches and bras from M&S, and clothing for a certain demographic, rather than them trying to compete with Next, for example, who had a different demographic. So anyway, coming back to trading, should you trade everything? Now, I was away over the Christmas period, New Year period, should I say, with a friend who's a trader friend of mine, and we obviously always chat about the markets a bit, and he was saying that actually he's going to, in 2022, reduce the number of markets that he keeps on his watch list. He said, because I just feel like I'm spreading myself too thinly. And I think that in trading, it's very, very easy to be attracted to all sorts of different markets. And I think you have to pick your poison to an extent and say, look, I'm going to trade these markets here and these markets there. But if you try and spread yourself all over the place, then what happens is that affects your results, and your results end up all over the place, because you might say, look, I'm going to trade this market, but then I'm going to trade something completely different over here and over here, and it changes from day to day, from week to week. And I've always been a believer in focus. So I think that the thing to say on today's video, a bit like Marks and Spencers, they lost their focus many years ago. They brought it back now in recent years, the last couple of years or so, and I think it's important in trading as well. I'm not saying you can't trade, I don't know, the pound dollar and then go and trade, the S&P, for example. That's fine, but don't spread yourself so thinly that you're watching 50 different markets. Keep the focus down and focus on what you're good at. We can't all be good at everything, so we have to focus on what we're good at. What I do with my trading is I have a certain style of trading, and that is my focus. I don't try and do too much other stuff, because I know that that's spreading myself too thinly. So you can have a focus on the number of markets, like my friend, he's reduced the number of markets he's going to be trading, but you can also focus on your strategies as well. So you can focus your strategy down as well. But again, you have to make sure that you're just not spreading yourself too thinly. So that's my video for today, is focus. As we're at the beginning of the new year, focus. Look at what you're going to be doing throughout this year, and think, right, okay, do I need to be checking what the euro versus the Turkish lira is doing? Do I need to be going all over the place? Because what I found as a professional money manager, and speaking to my asset managers, that they say time and time again that the majority of people fail from what they see is because they try and do a bit of everything, and focus is a much better thing. So if you're thinking about your year ahead and what you're going to be doing with your trading, then maybe that is something that needs to be incorporated into that. Just some food for thought for today. Be back on Saturday for the next video. Take care for now.